Free Comic Book Day Mini-Con is coming the first Saturday in May, May 2nd. We are giving away 20,000 comics, way more than we gave away last year. Plus, we have Free Comic Book Day month, which entitles you to free stuff all month long. Hey guys!
Stupid!
Those are two of my favorite customers!
Okay.
All right, sorry.
Just go, because it's all in there now.
Oh, that's going to be part of your... Okay, sorry. Okay. Free Comic Book Day is coming May 2nd. You guys don't want to miss out. Writers, artists, Supreme Pro Wrestling... Sorry.
I'm not supposed to talk.
Jason, you're not supposed to talk now. Writers, artists, Supreme Pro Wrestling, Sac City Rollers, and the man about town, Jason Dube. You guys are going to learn his secrets, his dark ones, in this interview.
I thought this was like a family-friendly kind of thing.
This is what happens when I'm filming for 3 hours in a row. By the end, I just want to be done. And then the end happens to be Jason Dube, and I
have the
raised
excuse of
back
having
up
all
again.
the candy bars, you know.
Jason is here to join us to talk about Free Comic Book Day, to talk about what his role in it is, to talk about Free Comic Book Day.
Know your role.
His role in it.
What is my role?
Well, I'm going to tell you about that a little bit.
I can't wait.
Because we're going to talk about it. And what he does with Scattered Comics, and you guys are going to want to come see him after this. I guarantee you. Now, just to give you a little warning here, Jason has had 2 candy bars tonight, and he's a little wound up. He's excited. He doesn't get candy at home. And I made the mistake, hashtag lesson learned, of giving Jason candy. So Jason, I'm sorry, this is very unprofessional. But
you're crying.
I am. It's just
oh, we got to get him off. You've done way too many today.
I had a cup of candy too. Jen Rudd, M&M's.
I got you.
So let's get down to brass tacks here. So.
Dear Lord. Get me through this one.
Tell us about...
I gotta talk to my agent. I am not doing these anymore, okay? This is the last one.
All right, serious. We're serious here. Jason Dube, thank you for coming down to Free Comic Book Day.
Thank you for having me.
You've done Free Comic Book Days with us before. Tell us a little bit about your comics and your company.
Scattered Comic Books is a Sacramento-based comic book company that I started when back 20 years ago. Actually, started out in Concord, where I used to live.
Has it really been that long?
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Okay. When was it then that you published your first comic?
My first book, I believe, was in '91, where it was actually like a published.
Oh my God! I didn't realize that it had been that long.
Yeah,
I knew it was well before I owned the store, but I didn't realize that.
I mean, come on, look. You got a trade back with 30 issues in it.
I know, but I just thought you were. I just didn't realize. I mean, that's great. No, he has really been busting out because
I'm an old man.
I know you're like no.
Forever.
That book you can find on the local shelf. It's Scattered. It's volume 1. There's a Scattered comic. You've got Panda Days, and these are all books that you've worked on, but you've expanded
Drawn,
a lot too.
written, and published. That was how it all started.
So, well, then tell us a little bit about it. Scattered. What can they expect to find in something like that?
Well, Scattered was the serious supernatural comic book. Combined different cultures, poetry. It was kind of a thinker, kind of a more deep comic book. But as you know, my style is a little bit cartoony and a little bit more. So a younger audience was attracted to it.
Okay.
And so then I'm like thinking, well, the supernatural, this is not really something for a younger audience. So that's where Panda Days started getting developed.
So that you can have something for them. And how many issues do you have of Panda Days now? Because I know you got shorts as well.
Yeah, that was because it was taking us kind of a long time to do each issue. Panda Shorts became the filler comic book. So it was like...
So there was something for them as they
Right, it's the same characters, but in like little short venues and stories. And that started off with me doing like a web comic book and having Yolanda Charles illustrate it. And then the second issue, she kind of just took off with it and rolled, and she wrote the stories and drew
That's
it.
great.
So,
well, that's one of the great things about Scattered is, he said he was giving these Panda Shorts so that, because it took a while to get the books out. That's one thing people I don't think really understand is just how much goes into this. Because they're like, where's my book? But it has to be written, it has to be edited after that, has to be penciled, inked, colored, re-edited, graphic design. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that goes into this.
This man speaks from experience.
So
here.
the fact that you had Panda Days and you had Scattered and you've added more on top of your plate is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Because lately, you guys have kind of opened your doors, and you've created what I don't know what we called it. It's a nice business with a bunch of different comic books that aren't just yours.
A couple years ago, I partnered up with Noel Serrato, and he became the creative director, bringing in the new talent. And we decided what we wanted to do is do kind of like a model like Image Comics did.
Okay.
Where you start bringing in creator-owned projects, and they come in and become part of a bigger umbrella company. And so we all promote each other and build with each other and grow with each other.
So the better one does, the better everybody does.
Exactly.
It's drawing people to the logo. And I said, I don't know what you call that, but it's obviously called a publishing company.
It's a publishing company. Our little motto when we first started doing that was together we are stronger. Because, as you know, when you're that one person behind the table at convention, there's, you're all alone. You've got your book, and, you just kind of feel alone a lot of times, you're kind of against the crowd. And
there's a lot of that.
When you're all together, it's almost like a party now at every convention.
And that's great. I mean, because when you guys go and you represent, like I saw you guys at SAC Anime, and you've just got a block of tables. So you've got a whole group of people
quite a bit.
that will help promote the other. Someone will draw them in. They might be more interested in another book down the way, which has been great. So at this point, how many people do you have involved, like creators involved, from pencilers to colorists to writers? All
we haven't really sat down and counted them, but I would say around 20 probably creators.
That's cool.
I would, and I mean they range from. I mean, you've got a lot of the books on your shelves right here, and we got Frederick Allison with his Hybrid Earth. We got Shane Will with his whole Tomorrowverse line. I mean, he does a bunch of comic books with the Tomorrowverse characters that are superheroes.
He really does, actually. He really does a great job on pushing that.
Yeah, he's a monster. He's an animal and putting those books out.
He was just at WonderCon, right?
He was
promoting his books and Scattered Comics.
Exactly. He's actually what we are striving to do is one of us can go to a convention, if not all of us, and they can be Scattered Comics again. And he brought all the books for the different creators with him.
That's perfect.
So there you go. We're all pushing each other.
Because those can, I mean, they're time consuming, they're expensive. So it's hard for everybody to go to every single one.
Yes.
So, I mean, you guys have got a lot on your plate already. Do you have any plans for the future as far as taking in more books? For this year, we've actually got our doors closed as far as new books being able to be submitted and to come into the company. In November, we'll be opening the doors again and taking a look. There already are a couple of people that have already submitted stuff that we have, sitting. So in November, we'll actually start visiting those comic books. But yeah, I mean, we don't want to bring in too many books where we're just kind of have too many. We want to be able to do this slowly and grow the right way, so that we're not. We want to make sure we're giving the attention to these books that are coming in. And that's great, because there's a lot of people who, since they're not just something you're creating, it's something that people are coming to you with, you're interested in, and you want to make sure that book gets the attention that it should. Now, can you talk about that book you've been drawing the page on over here?
Oh, yeah. Well, I wasn't sure when I was going to be able to get on this interview, but I brought a page. I'm inking in a cover to Cyborg Penguins, which is a comic book. It's all ages comic book, sci-fi. Cyborg Penguins.
I think it kind of speaks for itself.
I mean, that's kind of and it's a fun book, and like I said, I was talking to someone earlier about how we have a lot of all ages books coming out this year. Metallic Kid that Shane Will did with his Tomorrowverse, which me and Noel both were a part of, and it was actually a donation type book that he did so that he could have something to send to hospitals. To give out to the kids in the hospitals. So
that's very cool.
That we were, honored to be a part of that special issue, and that's an all age, one of the first all age books. But Cyber Penguins is another awesome sauce, which is it's a 3-story anthology. Okay. It's got 3 different short stories of 3 different new books that are all ages.
Around Sriracha?
Huh?
You said awesome sauce.
No.
No. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's awesome. I don't. You know what? We just like we just like.
Okay, all right. So 3 stories not revolving around.
And
hot
the
sauce.
title actually has 3 W's in it. It says awesome sauce.
Sweet. So and it's just some of your creators giving short stories. That
Short stories that are all ages for kids too. And then we also have comics versus manga.
Coming to the cons nowadays.
There are.
So, and I'm sorry, I cut you off. What was that
No.
other one?
Then the last one is comics versus manga, which is a tutorial book. It's part comic book, and then the second half of it is how to draw comic books.
Okay.
For kids 9 and up. So we have a ton of all age books.
Yeah, you guys can stop by Scatter Comics, take a peek at what they got, and of course you can see Jason Dube here on Free Comic Book Day. What will you have on Free Comic Book Day?
We're going to have our annual Free Comic Book Day comic book sampler that we give out each year.
And you've been
thank
doing
you
that
to
with us for
RA
a long
Comics.
time, too, which is
Yeah, no, it's a blast. You know, RA Comics teams up with us. It gives us a chance to promote our new titles that are coming out, and at the same time we're promoting their business. It talks about the whole process that they go through in printing the comic book.
And that's one of the great things too. That I like that you use RA and that you push them as much as they push us, because one of the big things that I'm a big fan of, and I know you are after talking to you and knowing you for so long, is local. Local is extremely important. And
Very
if you guys are looking to publish comics, take a peek at his book. Make sure you check out RA Printing. And make sure you stop by Jason's booth on May 2nd. And please, please, please do not give him any candy.
You can
It's
bring
a
the candy.
long
We'll also
day.
have the Panda Days trade back, actually.
Oh, you will?
Premiering that day, too.
See, there you go, guys. First, you can get it here. May 2nd, come down and see Jason.
But that'll cost money.
Unlike the candy they're giving you.
Exactly.
I'm going to be watching this table, no candy. Thank you for coming down, Jason. And
Thank you for
we'll
having
see
me,
you
as
on
always.
May 2nd, and we'll see all of you on May 2nd. Don't wait. Come down. We'll see you soon.